Let's take a look at this problem. This is the intro to chain rule. So by this point, you should already know a little bit about the chain rule and how composite functions are derived. So just as a quick reminder, the chain rule is basically um, u prime of x equals f prime of g of x times g prime of x when you're trying to find the derivative of this, not that, um, of composite function. So basically, as you might have already known, as this is simply a review, you must find the derivative of the inside function and multiply it to make it make sense, as it is proven by the definition of derivative that you must do this. So let's use this chain rule in some of the questions that follow. So find f prime of x when f of x equals 3x, parentheses, 3x plus 5, close parentheses, squared. So we're starting off a little bit easy. So according to this rule, we'll just have to find the derivative of this, which is first 2, but you're dropping that down, times 3x plus 5, and obviously when you subtract 2 minus 1, it's just 1. So that's the derivative, but you also need to find the derivative of the inside function. So the inside function's derivative is simply 3, because 5 is a constant and that becomes 0, and the 3 is the coefficient of the variable. 3 is the coefficient of x, so it's just 3. So you're left with 6 times 3x plus 5. That's the derivative of this function. Let's go on to something a little bit more harder. Let's find f prime of x when f of x equals tangent squared x. So in this case, it might be a little confusing, but you have to know that this is essentially tan x like squared, right? Like that. So if you look at it like that, then it becomes a little simpler. So you see that you just did it like you did before, 2 times tangent x, but you're bringing down the exponent, and then you're subtracting it by 1, and that yields 1 exponent, so that's just nothing. And you have to multiply it by the derivative of the inside function, which is tangent, and the derivative of tangent is secant squared. So you're left with this as your final function, or your final derivative. And let's go on to the last one, which might be a little confusing. But in this case, let's do find f prime of x when f of x equals sine of 4x. So in this case, the trig function is the trig is on the outside. So it's not like before, like this, where the exponent is on the outside. In this case, the sine is on the outside. So what we'd have to do is we'd have to find the derivative of the outside function first, which and the derivative of sine is cosine. So the cosine 4x, and then you multiply it by whatever's inside the parentheses or the inside function, and the derivative of 4x is simply 4. So your final answer will be 4 times cosine 4x. Simple enough? Alright. And that would be your final answer. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next video. If this video helped, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.